Hi, Eddie. This is Ginger with Vision Radio. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. They're suddenly moving my bus. I'm on a bus. We're on a Christmas tour, so
So you're bumping
they're moving
around?
the bus on me at the same time. I'm trying to answer the phone. I'm sorry. I'm standing up trying to keep my balance. Now I think they're done now, so I can come back up here. I'm sorry.
Oh, so that would
How are
make
you
for a
this morning?
funny. That would make a funny interview if you were
Oh,
constantly
I
trying
hear
to
you.
do
I hear
that.
you. I fell down and
uh,
through the crash.
we get all the cartoon sounds as you bump around. Well, I'm so glad to talk to you, and
Well, thank you. Glad you
always
called.
always a pleasure. You guys are just always so gracious and amazing, and for being in the business. I don't want to say business, but it is. But to be in ministry for so long, sometimes people can get jaded because you're in the world, and you guys are
Hmm.
just, you're more humble, more gracious every year. So I really
Well,
appreciate that.
the more you get to do it, the more you realize what a gift it is to get to do it. So it helps you. It helps you
Stay
move
humble.
forward and hopefully a little better with this year than last year type thing, as you just said. So it's a blessing.
Well, Winter Jam, I was looking as soon as the lineup came up, I was like, this is kind of like Worship Jam this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of great. We do have some other things in there like red, different things, but a lot of great worship in there. And I'm excited that I got Louis Giglio out speaking with us for us. He can't be there all the time, but some of the times, just some really, to me, it's like the best lineup we've had since I can remember of the right kind of artists, the right kind of, a little something for everybody, and all of it's just real high quality, great stuff that you'd say, if you could get, who would you want to get? And you say, these people, and well, you got them all. Oh, wow, I did. Great.
And you kind of got like the speaker of speakers, I mean,
Right, I know.
oh, Louis is amazing. And
Oh, I know.
but then you've got this great lineup to where it's like all generations. I mean, Hillsong Young and Free is gonna, bring in the young adults. And for me, I'm the mom generation. I'm a huge Crowder fan. I'm a Red fan though, and Building 429. I mean,
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
I
you got
know.
some
I
new
know.
artists and
All those little pieces, we just kept finding out one more thing we could do, or Lord kept making these different people available that could do something. So it was fun as it just kept coming together right on down to the very last artist. Like, wow, we can do that. Yep, here's how we can make this happen. So I'm excited too. I'm really excited about it.
and it's quite the undertaking. I don't, unless you watch, like I have, like watching the buses and the hustling backstage. Like, I don't think people realize this is quite a daunting task to put together every year. Does it feel like it gets any easier, or is it always a different challenge?
Well, it's different, but once it locks in, and once you do it a few times, the first night or two, you think, "Oh, this is terrible. I don't know we'll ever get this straightened out." And then, not terrible bad what they're doing, but just trying to make the pieces fit. But once it locks in, and the good news is now we've done it a lot, and the people that are doing it with us have done it. Most of them have done it a lot as well with us, and not just the artists. I'm talking the ones that are trying to help us coordinate everything and
Right.
get people up and down off the stage, quickly enough, and all those things. So there's a lot of really smart people working on it, and after a few nights, it pretty much locks in usually, and it just kind of rolls along. Everybody knows their part. And got some real hardworking guys, and you've been able to pick through all the people that'll do a great job helping you get all these things done, and so it becomes you go from being kind of on edge the first few nights to being, hey, don't you know you're on in about 5 minutes? Yeah, I'm about to walk out there in a minute. I mean, it just becomes more relaxed as it becomes a little more predictable after it gets going. So sometimes things happen, but pretty much it works out pretty much the same every night.
And for people like us who are watching the entire thing happen, like, it just seems seamless every year. And I know it's not backstage, but sometimes one or two artists can do an event and it seems like they have a lot of hiccups, but you just don't see it. I'm sure they happen, and I'm sure that we just don't ever see it, but that's kind of the beauty. And I think you guys, I saw the early on Winter Jams. I saw when you first started, when it wasn't, when you didn't have the actual big tours,
Right.
and it's I think it is a testament to you guys giving this to God and letting Him help guide everybody who's working on it, and for it to be kind of a
Right.
well-oiled machine, which is
Right.
very difficult with that many
Yeah, he's
artists.
definitely blessed it, and there's no way we'd even pulled it off the first time. I mean, well, the first time it was just it was a little different than now because it was just a new song. But as things have gone along, and the good, we didn't go from the good thing that happened. We didn't go from it just being a new song to being 10 bands. It went from a new
Right.
song to having a new song to having a special guest. And even then we had our first special guest. We made sure they could just play a guitar or something and just
Yeah.
came up and sang. We'd make a big deal about it. Then but finally we said, okay, we're gonna make it's grown along, and we've been able to kind of grow with it. And God just kept His hand on it, and so it's been fun to see what happens, and it's fun to invite people that never got to go to it and see it and see what's happening and hear it and be a part of it. So just a blessing.
And I love that, some of these people are used to working together, like Crowder and Louis, like
Mm-hmm.
that you've got two or three people that are, used to working together. And I love that Crowder's your headliner, because I don't just love his music. I love him. Like
Oh
he's so genuine, but he's hugely funny. Like he will end the night on a hilarious, fun note, I know, because he's
yeah, he's
just,
a hoot. I don't know if you saw him. We had him go and sing. I don't know if you noticed he sang covers on every band. I think he sang one for every
yeah.
band. I think. So it's been fun to watch. I'll look and say, oh no, here comes Crowd, and I'll have to watch it. They filmed all those in one day. I don't know how they got him to learn a song from all these artists, but he did. So,
I think he's
but he's
deceptively
such a good
good.
guy.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy and so much fun. He's been out on some other tours with me. He did a Christmas with us a couple of years ago, and it was so much fun to have him out on Christmas. He's just a genuine, um, different,
Different,
great
yeah.
guy. He's different. That's
Yeah.
what we like about him, I think, because he's so different, but then he's a godly man. It's just fun to be with.
Because he can bring the worship, and then he can also bring the twang. I mean,
Oh yeah,
he's just very versatile like that. And,
oh yeah,
and you know what?
good mix.
Go ahead, what?
No, I said he's got a good mix of all
Oh,
those things.
yeah. And who I'm really glad to see is Building 429. I think Winter Jam is what finally kind of pole vaulted them into the right platform finally. Like they had been doing music for so long, and when they did Where I Belong in that video at Winter Jam, it was like finally like people took notice of who they were, and they're
Right.
such incredibly gracious and humble guys, and so talented. So I really, and I asked Jason, I said, do you feel like that's kind of where it gave you kind of a jump, and he said, absolutely. He's like, it really did change us, our platform.
Right. They were one of those we were able to. We didn't know we'd be able to get them as well. We already had a lot of these other things you and I talked about, but
Right.
so when we added them, they were one of the not last things we added, but we're able to work it out where they could do it, and everything would come together, so it would make sense for them to do it, and we had the minutes to give them to do it, and all that. So it's always they're always great to have out there, and they really cherish the opportunity and do go all out to do a great job when they're there.
And you got some newer people that have really been in charting, like Austin French. I really like his music. I've never seen him live.
I haven't either.
Oh, you really haven't?
I haven't. I know him and I've met him. Matter of fact, here's an interesting thing about Austin French. I was at a thing that they had up at the White House back, I don't know, a year ago or something
Yeah.
like that. And a bunch of us went up there to see what was going on up there. And I didn't know Austin French. He came up and stood beside me. He said, "Hey, man, I'm Austin French." I said, "Oh, yeah, hey, man." I recognized him when he said that. I knew what he looked like. But he said, I was your Christmas shoes boy back a few years ago in Warner Robins, Georgia. I said, do what? He said, when you sing Christmas shoes, you always train a little boy to come out and sing with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I was that
kidding.
guy. I said, I said, yeah, that was me. Because I didn't remember it. I said, so I mean, we went, because I always go backstage and sing it with them and work on it with them, make sure they're going to be comfortable. So we went back, yeah, we did all that stuff. That was me. I said, how about that?
Oh my
But
gosh.
not as wild as this about Christmas shoes. We first wrote the Christmas shoes thing when it first kind of became this big deal about Christmas shoes. We played probably 1 or 2 years into it, we played up right outside New York City, and it went well. And I remember them. I never want them to get a real singer to be a little boy that sings. The little boy come out the very last and sing the last few lines for us with us. So, but you always want a little boy that sings it like a little boy.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody that's like, I want to buy this. You don't want that
exactly.
person. And then I remember they called me back and said, we got your little boy. You're going to really like it. And he sings on Broadway. I thought, he sings on Broadway. That's exactly the opposite of what I want. No. There's nothing we can do about it now.
Oh, my
So we did it
gosh.
and it went great. We did it and it went great. And then about 3 or 4 years later, I ran the same guy that helped us to runner. He was working up that area. He was at another church, kind of that same part here. And so he said, man, it was cool. I had Nick Jonas sang Christmas shoes for you. I said, do what now?
What?
You didn't know that was Nick Jonas? I said, I didn't. At that point, they weren't famous. Not too famous to the point of knowing. Yep. So Nick. By the way, he was on tour, and I thought later, after the guy told me, that's not that guy was wrong about that.
Right.
I mean, how could I have gone and done that and not known it was Nick Jonas? So my son went to their concert in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and went to the meet and greet. He said, "Hey man, I got to ask you a question." He said, "Sure, what is it?" He said, "My dad wrote the song Christmas Shoes and they tour." He says, somebody told him you were the one with Christmas Shoes born and sang. He said, "Absolutely, that was me." I was like, tell him. I said, "Hello, I love to get to do it."
my
said,
gosh.
So it's the truth. It was Nick Jonas, some of that.
That would really be a hoot if he came back.
Would that be something?
Oh, man.
No, but yeah, so anyway, it's been fun meeting all those little guys and girls. And a couple of them become famous, obviously. So.
Well, and so this year you only have the the East Coast.
East Coast.
Yeah.
Right. The West Coast has gotten. I'd love to start going back there again, but it's just really hard when everybody lives on the East Coast. And basically, it sounds hard to believe, but pretty much everything you need, not everything, but the majority of the stuff you need to pull it off, you have to take with you to the West Coast to really do it the way we do it. So it's a huge expense to get out there, a huge expense to get back, to do it at the level we're doing it. So we just decided a couple of years ago, hey, let's just put that on hold for a little bit and see if we can figure out a better way to do it. Maybe some things will change, but make it easier to go out there and do that. But I love going West Coast, but we do it for 2 weeks too. Wasn't that many dates, so you got all that money invested in just a couple of weeks instead of 3 months. And so it's just real hard to make it work out anyway. But hopefully we can start going back there. Hope we can.
Oh, absolutely. We had several people asking, are you coming back? And I was like, I'm sure if there's a way to come back, they will bring it back. So
right. Love to.
And it's still jamtour.com. I love your website.
Right.
If people want to go there and check out everything, who's going to be at their particular dates and all that stuff, it's all there, and it makes it so easy to give out on the radio. Just say, go to jamtour.com. That's one of the easiest websites I've ever given out. Well, I know you got other interviews to get to, so I'm going to free you up, but Eddie, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure always to talk to you. And
thank you.
We'll see you in the cold in Michigan in Winter Gym.
All right. Please be there and come say hey to me, please.
Absolutely. Okay? Can't wait to see you.